Falcon fans, Falcon Nations, it's your boys Chase and Phillip from Dirty Fanatics United. As always, I'm your host Chase with my co-host Phillip. How we doing?
After that conference today, man, I'm feeling pretty good.
Man, a lot to talk about on Dirty Fanatics United. As always, shout out to Cody. We had to go live a little earlier tonight. I will be on One Time for the Fan tonight, co-hosting. We have a show directly after this show tonight at 8. So be sure to follow over from here, from DFU to One Time for the Fan. Spread the love. Shout out to Cody. He may have a chance to stop by, give his views on the presser. Cody's at work. So if you haven't already, man, head over to YouTube and check out Cody's new short, first ever short made by Cody. Those that are viewing now that doesn't know who Cody is, this is our new co-host on DFU. Shout out to Cody. Appreciate him joining the team, man. Nothing but bigger and greater things to come ahead. Phillip, jumping right into it, man. Starting from the top, the presser today. Coach Raheem is in the building, and we talking Falcon football for the future. Phillip, just real quick before we dive too deep into it, your thoughts as a whole, and then we'll start dissecting.
Well, first, he had a lot of strong points and a lot of things that I took as like a good thing. For one, he did declare Jimmy Lake will take full defensive calling. As a guy that is defensive minded, he's not going to try to worry about taking over a defense or set stone on the offense. He's going to be what a head coach is supposed to be. That's one major thing that I took from today, and I'm just happy because the past few we've had has focused on other things and been too overwhelmed.
Well, see, Phillip, that there, man, just that one little comment you just made gives us a whole hour we can sit here and talk about. But as a whole, Raheem Morris, to you, your first view as an NFL head coach for the Atlanta Falcons, your Atlanta Falcons head coach, Raheem Morris, making history, baby. First African-American to be head coach in Atlanta. Shout out to Raheem Morris. Clap it up to Raheem. Clap it up to Terry. But, Phillip, something I'll point out, man, did you catch Raheem's response when the reporter just blatantly says, you're the first black coach to ever coach here in Atlanta? Did his the word I'm looking here for, man, his mentality, his drive for the game, these politics, everything else, I can just tell from this first interview, Raheem Morris is straight freaking business, and I love it. I think there's a bright side to Raheem Morris, man. He brings energy. You could feel it through the whole presser, bro. Like, Raheem Morris is happy to be in Atlanta. Just off of a couple of words, Phillip, something else that stood out to me, he kind of seems to know what he wants. He kind of has it already kind of laid out. He feels like the Atlanta Falcons are a team that can take this to the next level, a team that can be a playoff team. He said it yourself, Phillip. You made an edit of it.
Why not
we get in the playoffs. Why not us? Phillip, your thoughts about that, the huge words that Raheem Morris shared about the Atlanta Falcons, like the total amount of respect he already has for a team that he hasn't even coached a day of.
Well, for starters, they asked him today, what did he think of having the job? What does he like about having the job? His first two answers were let me see if I got it right here. He was asked about the team. He replied with, it's easy. His favorite things that he likes about the team is Drake London and Bijan Robinson, which is following most of these young players on the team as well. Like, it's just a good sign to see what he's going to do with these guys. And I don't know, it's just exciting to see what he's going to do with the vets, like people like Grady. It's just a mutual respect between certain players and then, and all over, really. Man, he's got a lot of respect.
Phillip, is truly a culture change in Atlanta, bro. Something Atlanta needed. You can agree with, you may disagree, but to me, Phillip, this hiring here, this presser here excites me way more than any press conference Arthur Smith ever gave in Atlanta.
Any press conference. It just between, even with Terry, just the reactions between Terry and Smith, and then with Raheem and Terry just seem like they're on the same page. It's like they get it. They clicking right off. and I'm in. I got high hopes. I'm hoping
just from a press conference. You feel me? Like
got high
Raheem
hopes.
Morris really came in, man. As far as the interview part of things, Raheem Morris has got it down to a pat. Very solid hire to me. Just from my first view of him, it isn't like he's a brand new coach. He's been here 5 years before. He was here during some really good times in Atlanta. And Philip, something that really stood out to me, man, when they got to talking about the 2016 season and Raheem Morris blows his chest out and was like, "This is redemption season, baby. Like we're coming for it this year. I don't give a damn who you think you are. The Atlanta Falcons is a playoff team next year if we hit on this quarterback, Philip." And that's what our next topic is here before we get to the comment section. But real quick, Aiden Craving the chest. Hola fam, what's up, brother? Appreciate you tuning in, man. If you haven't already, I'm pretty sure you have. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. If you're on Facebook and you haven't checked us out on YouTube, head over to YouTube, Dirty Fanatics United. The YouTube handle is @Chase_ATL. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. We're at 275, Philip. 300 marks right around the corner, brother. And real quick, want to give a shout out to everybody that has supported us up to this point. Miss Pam in the chat said, "Hello, Chase and Philip," and everyone in the chat. Robert Stevens in the chat said, "Good evening, gentlemen." Robert Stevens, glad to see you in the chat, brother. If you haven't already, man, I'll repeat it again. Head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. Ms. Pam said, "I'm excited about the head coach, Raheem Morris. He is the real deal and the right candidate for this job." Philip, your thoughts on Ms. Pam's comment?
Well, we all had our certain picks that we wanted. But after the day, like the good mindset that he has for the team and the positives, it's not like he's jumping the gun and like being, cocky. It's just
right.
He knows the players that we got and he knows what he has to work with, and seems like he's eager,
ready to get it going, man.
I feel like as of right now, and that they have mutual respect between, like the players do to him. I feel like he was the right job. It was the right thing to do. I'm happy he's here now. After today, just something feels like it's a spark.
It is, man. It's a whole new spark, dude. Philip, I don't know how much of a Twitter handler you are, but if you go on the Twitter world, dude, all the fans everybody's talking about it, man. Just the presence that Raheem Morris brings to a press conference, Philip. Not even a game yet, bro. We're speaking off of a press conference. Somebody's sitting behind a screen doing what we're doing right now, speaking to a camera. Raheem Morris really hit on every point, and that's what makes me so excited for the future, bro. I really think Raheem the Dream could really be a thing, bro. Dwayne Ruffin in the chat said Raheem was clean today. Rise up. And if there was a dress competition, Raheem Morris definitely won that. I will say that. Real quick, shout out to Dwayne Ruffin. Happy birthday, brother. We gave you a shout out on the Facebook page. Just want to make sure we gave you a shout out on the live. If you haven't already, man, check out Dwayne Ruffin on Facebook, YouTube. Huge Atlanta Falcon follower. And I believe the Rouse Up Tour just made Dwayne Ruffin like an ambassador, like a membership, like one of the top guys. So shout out to Dwayne Ruffin. If you haven't checked out Rouse Up Tour, check out Michael Thomas, Spade, Dwayne Ruffin. There's a couple more that run it, but check them out, man. They're doing big things for Atlanta Falcon fans. Alberto in the chat said, "A-Town down." Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But speaking on like, like with the future, like Raheem, like, like I said, it was like a eager, like one of the things today he said it was like it's a mentality before, a reality,
Yep.
It's something he's wanting to build.
Yep.
He's got it in mind how he wants to do it. He's 10 steps ahead. We don't know.
Oh, no doubt. A lot of reporters wanted to ask about the quarterback situation, which is the big question mark looming around right now. Who will be the quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons next year?
I think he has in mind already who he wants
and that may very well be. But like Raheem said, I got to fill out my staff. I want to get my staff completely filled out, and then we'll really dive in on a quarterback. Then we'll really start looking at who we want to bring into the building to be QB1, whether that's vet, whether that's rookie. Something that stood out to me, Philip, this has nothing to do with Raheem Morris or the presser. Matt Ryan, I shared a video, Atlanta Falcons CBS. Matt Ryan spoke on the quarterback situation in Atlanta, his thoughts on Raheem Morris. He talked about seeing Raheem Morris coach those 5 different positions: receiver coach, assistant coach, defensive coordinator, receiver coordinator, helping out with the quarterback. He said he's seen Raheem Morris do it all in Atlanta. and it really showed him what type of guy Raheem Morris was. And Matt Ryan, Matt Ryan, said himself that it was a really great, solid pick. The players would rally for him. Raheem Morris is a good coach. He also said that we have to hit on the quarterback situation. So that brings me to my next topic, but we'll talk about it here in a second. Real quick, Jeff Wolf in the chat said, well said, exactly what I thought, impressive. Jeff Wolf, appreciate the comment, brother. Check us on YouTube. Miss Pam Johnson said, Coach Raheem Morris, CEO of the Atlanta Falcons. Philip, my next question was, there's been a little buzz about, well, maybe Ritter's the guy. Maybe Ritter's the person that we bring into next year. Maybe he's the one we still try to make this thing work. Maybe they got confident in the kid. But then I listened to Matt Ryan. Matty Ice. The man said himself, the Atlanta Falcons had a lot of struggles at the quarterback position this following year. Philip, that there tells me the Atlanta Falcons need to go get a quarterback. I don't know if that's veteran. I don't know if that's rookie. I don't know what it may be. But just fill me in on your thoughts about drafting a young quarterback or going to get a vet. Who is the vet that stands out to you right now? And who is that rookie that just screams, draft me now if I'm at 8?
Vet-wise, we did want Kurt. That was the one. But the rumors on the contract is just not hitting on me. Main one, but like I've said multiple times, and Miss Pam as well, I'm sticking with Russell Wilson as a vet. It just something about his
rumors reporting, Philip. I don't mean to cut you off, and you can continue going what you're saying, but veteran reports are that Russell Wilson could be coming to a team for 3 years worth $35 million span. But continue on.
But just as veteran presence, say we don't go rookie quarterback and we just go him, and he's sitting in front of Desmond. Okay, just say that. I feel like he could at least help teach Desmond until he's ready. Maybe, he does have potential, whether people like it or not. But just that veteran presence probably could help Desmond.
Oh, no doubt, 100%. He didn't even have a quarterback.
But if we go the rookie route, man, what I want is either Drake May or Jaden Daniels. But we'll have to see if that falls in the call.
So, Philip, let me ask you this. In chat, please tune in. Let us know here in the comment section. If the Atlanta Falcons, if the Chicago Bears call up, hey, we want out of this first pick, we're sticking with Justin Fields. We don't want Caleb Williams. This pick is for sale. Atlanta Falcons, are we calling? Are we selling the farm to get up number 1? Chat, let us know. Are we making a trade to 1? Are we making a trade to 2, to 3? There's a possibility if you're aggressive in this draft, if you're aggressive in this free agency, if you don't get that quarterback in free agency, come draft night, buddy, you better be very aggressive and you better be ready to move up to top 5, because there's a lot of teams looking for a quarterback, and there's teams that's already said they are willing to trade up to number 3 to get a quarterback. Philip, your thoughts? Chat, please tune in. Let us know.
I don't think you pull a Carolina Panthers. I don't think you pull, you just give away a lot for a number 1 pick. But not saying he's not worthy.
Rise up, brother. Rise up.
No, not saying Caleb Williams ain't worthy. He's an outstanding player. He has, Patrick Mahomes flash like, just play. He just plays.
He simple. Does. He really does. He really does.
So it's not saying he's not worth it, but I don't know if I would be that aggressive. The most aggressive I do see us going is pick number 4. That's the most aggressive I see us going to. And I will take.
That's a trade with the Patriots, I believe, before. I'm not sure. But the Patriots, another team needing a quarterback. Supposedly their GM has already announced that they're going to hit on the biggest position that is needed, and that would be quarterback, from what they're speaking over in New England. I'm an Atlanta Falcon content creator, so I don't really damn know what's going on in New England. But a lot can happen come draft night. Miss Pam in the chats, Russell Wilson. She's been spot on with Bijan.
I'll take Russ.
Russell Wilson to Atlanta, 3-year deal. Miss Pam, 3-year deal, $35 million. Let me know in the chat. Real quick, while we're talking to the chat, if you haven't already, we got about, let's make a deadline right now here on the live chat. Let's go ahead and make a deadline. If you have till March, let's see. we'll say March the 8th. March the 8th is the cutoff date for the free giveaway for the hoodie, for the Julio Jones action figure, and etc. There's more stuff we're gonna give away. Probably a DFU hat. Real quick, I'll throw the hoodies up. All you have to do is hashtag DFU on a live chat, and we'll enter you for the chance to win a free DFU hoodie, DFU hat. Like I said, the little Julio Jones action figure we got over here to the side. We got a bunch of Falcon merch that we're gonna give away. So be sure to hashtag DFU in the chat, and if you haven't already, man, please hit that subscribe button if you're here new to the channel. Philip, moving to the next question. Some fans, you know how Atlanta Falcon fans are, bro. I'm not throwing shade to nobody in the chat. I'm not throwing shade to anybody anywhere else. But Philip, Falcon fans on Twitter are kind of irate about Raheem Morris mentioning Drake London and Bijan Robinson, but no Kyle Pitts. Philip, your thoughts on that comment?
I mean, I don't take it as nothing. It's just some of the top players on your team, young players that you just mentioned, they were the highlight of the season, pretty much, right. Really. I mean, those two guys were a big part of the offense, really. I don't really see – me personally, I don't think that deep into it. I don't see nothing, why there's no Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts had his injury. It is what it is. But I don't see – anything in there why it'd be like a bad thing why he didn't mention him, because there's also other players on the team that he didn't mention. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, would it be bad if he didn't mention them as well? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why I don't think nothing into it.
Miss Pam believes, Philip, we don't have to do anything to get a quarterback. She says the quarterback will be available at number 8. Philip, your thoughts about this? Is there a quarterback that the Atlanta Falcons could draft at 8 if they sit and wait? Because I'm looking at it like this, dude. If Caleb Williams is off the board, I think if Drake May is going at 2 to probably Washington, or whoever goes to Washington, then you got New England that's probably going to take a quarterback. That's 3. So let's say at 4, there's other teams that are talking about trading up to go get a quarterback, like Denver. Talking about they would trade all the way up to number 4 to get a quarterback. So let's say Denver makes a trade in. That's 4 guys off the list. And my guys that I want are gone. Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and who else? Who are you comfortable with taking, Philip, to lead this team if we don't take the vet route, other than those 3?
Okay, so if we go another quarterback, I don't care what nobody says. If them guys are going first round, I'm not selecting a quarterback. Just nobody else in the first round seems worthy to me. If we go quarterback second round,
yep,
I don't care what nobody says. They could throw shade, they could throw whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna select JJ McCarthy in the second round.
Second round, I'm cool with, but do not make that pick in the first round. Do not reach for that quarterback in the first round. I don't think
McCarthy in the second round. If those guys are going by the 8th pick,
right. I could rock with that. I mean, it's not my first choice, but I could rock with it. I could rock with a JJ McCarthy. You give him a couple targets. He's got a good running back already in Bijan Robinson, something he had in college with Blake Corum.
Drake.
It's a possibility.
I mean, if it's true with certain rumors, certain things, we could possibly bring back somebody like Ridley, or maybe bring in a T. Higgins, something.
Oh, now we're getting on the receiver talk. Or
you could draft you a Lad McConkey.
Shit, that's my guy. Lad McConkey from Georgia, man, all the way. Hashtag DFU from Justin Newman. Got you entered into the raffle, sir. Philip, at the end of this show, bro, I need you to send me over the list of people that I've had you write down, because I got a list myself, and we need to combine that together. But like I said, March the 8th will be the last day to enter for the raffle, and then we'll do the giveaway the following podcast or so. So be sure to hit hashtag DFU if you want to get some free merch. If you want to buy merch, head over to Bonfire, type in Dirty Fanatics United, and our little store pop up. We got some hats, hoodies, shirts. Probably gonna make some baby onesies for my little boy, but so that'll be available for sale as well. But hashtag DFU from Justin Newman. Shout out to you, brother. Ms. Pam said Russell not going to give in. Denver is going to release him. Philip, your thoughts about Denver releasing Russell Wilson, and do you think Russell Wilson signs for a vet minimum?
I gotta agree with that. the way they're doing him is kind of wrong, and I don't see him giving in. Especially the way Sean Payton, doing him, and just the way certain things. I don't see him doing that. So I don't see him giving in, and I see him just getting released, and that'll give us a chance to pick up Russ if that's a possibility. I'll take him.
Real quick, I believe I got an ad of the new merch, Philip. I'm going to go ahead and throw that up so we can show some of our viewers our ad. We'll be right back after this quick video. Hey, catches at Bonfire, man. Dirty Fanatics United, all you got to type in. If you can't find it on Bonfire, head to our link or head to the description. I'll have it in the description. The link will be there. Real quick, in the chat, we got a couple more comments from Miss Pam. She said, trade back, get more picks. Philip, your thoughts about trading back in the draft?
I'm cool with that. Get more picks in the draft and select better play. Well, not better, but more players. It could be better. Who knows?
Yeah. You never really know on a draft because it could go any way. Really could.
You could draft somebody. For some players, like Richie might be gone. You don't know.
Very true. Miss Pam, you are entered into the drawing. I have you written down. Into the chat real quick. This is Mateo. He said, so ready to get the Super Bowl over with so we can get on to the next season. Big facts. Shout out to Mateo over on Facebook. Mateo, if you haven't already, man, head over to YouTube. Dirty Fanatics United. The YouTube handle name is Chase_ATL. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, man. We're trying to hit 300. We're at 275. Please help us get to 300, man. We greatly appreciate it. Miss Pam said, Yep, I already answered that. And then Millie Mills said, what's up, fellas? Millie Mills, appreciate you checking in, brother. Be sure to hit that like button. Share to a Falcon friend. Another day one in the chat said, what's up? Marcus Boyd, shout out to you, brother. Appreciate the support you bring here to the channel. Like I said, from day one, you've been supporting, been watching us, and we have like 5 viewers in the chat. So appreciate you, sir. And keep repping DFU, brother. Philip, I was hoping we could make this show last a little longer for Cody to get here. So is there anything in this presser that kind of stood out to you about Raheem Moore's? Something that stood out to me, and I'll keep that to myself until after you say maybe something you have. But anything else that stuck out to you about this presser?
There's a lot. I'm just sitting here looking at the notes that I got.
Rich McKay was not in the building. Rich McKay was not in the building. And that doesn't stand out to you. I don't know what does. Rich McKay has finally parted ways. Not really parted ways, but he's not over the football handle. He's more over the soccer now. And a lot of fans said this was cap, that this was just screen smoke, that this wasn't happening. But it actually showed that he was not at the table. It was Terry. And from what we learned today in this interview process, a lot of fans were saying from rumors, you can't believe everything you see on social media, bro. And our following, a lot of our following does that. But they were saying, that Terry had nothing to do with
anything,
with the interview process. But Terry was leading the process the whole time. One time for the fan, I know Rich was at Flowery Branch, but he wasn't at the interview. Is what I'm saying. He wasn't sitting at the table making the headshots. Something that they announced earlier, a lot of people called a smoke screen, but it's definitely true because he's not there. So shout out to Arthur Smith for making that happen. Not Arthur Smith, Arthur Blank for making that happen, because it's been long past time for Rich McKay to hand down his rights to the football handler side.
But yeah, my thing that stood out was I'm gonna quote one thing that he said. He said, I want to see Arthur Blank, Warwick Dunn, and some of the rest of these guys hold that trophy. Speaking of sir. That's the thing that stood out to me. He's pushing for it badly, and I respect it.
The guy's a Super Bowl magnet. I mean, he's got 2 rings. He's been Super Bowl 3 times?
He's been
three already.
He's been to a couple, and then 1.
2. Like, the man's got rings, bro. Like, I mean, for the fans hating on the Raheem Morris move, dude, I don't know what there's to hate about. Some fans will say that his defense wasn't the top tier defense that they should have been last year. Philip, a lot of players leave after Super Bowl years. We've seen it happen here in Atlanta. You only have 2 left on the squad since that game. That happened 7 years ago from today.
They don't have the guys that we have neither. we have the guys for the defense. We got it set. We got it loaded. You know, something LA lacked a little bit of. They did get to the playoffs and far, kind of. You know, played Detroit, fell short, but their defense just wasn't the same as it, like you said, was the year before. You know, players leave.
It happens. It just happens.
It happens. It happened to
Teams
us.
have their spurts, and then they drop down. It happens to the NFL. Real quick, like I said, hashtag DFU can be entered into the free drawing for the hashtag DFU hoodie, hat, free Julio Jones action figure. A couple more things we're going to give away that's Falcon related. Philip, real quick, we head to the chat. We got a couple more people in the chat. Lamarcus Boy says, shout out to Cody for his coaching hires report. Dope.
Facts.
Philip, speaking of coaches, Zach Robinson, a guy that I'm very high on right now. Raheem's very high on. And Philip, the question came up tonight or today in the presser, the question that a lot of Falcon fans were saying, Zach Robinson's never called a play in the NFL. And Raheem Morris had such a great answer to come back to that with. He said at one point, I never called a play in the NFL. Philip, your thoughts on Zach Robinson coming to Atlanta, running the offense, first-time offense coordinator. How do you think Zach Robinson does, and how much of a weigh-in do you think Zach Robinson has for this quarterback?
Well, if we look into what Raheem said, he worked well with Jared Goff. You know, he worked well with Jared Goff. Now look what he's doing over in Detroit. He brought in a Matthew Stafford. They won a Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford. You know, it's just this crazy things that he's doing with these quarterbacks.
First year, bro.
Offense. And one thing I like to mention from the same interview today was I'm gonna quote what he said. You know, Raheem said in Zach Robinson. He said, "I see Robinson and I see him in the same light," referring to he sees Zach as a, you know, reminds him of a young Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay.
Right.
The things that they did, that's what he sees in Zach Robinson. And to me, that is a good sign because you and I both know, even though we have this thing against Kyle Shanahan, we know the man can call some plays.
Well, Kyle Shanahan is the best offense coordinator there is in the league right now, Philip. we all know that. Yeah.
He can do this thing. So that's something that I'd like to point out
Raheem Morris, another guy that's been on the coaching staff with Sean McVay. Big name people, Kyle Shanahan's father. I mean, these are people that have been around high stature guys, and Raheem Morris is in Atlanta to take it all the way, man. Millie Mills here with a chat said, I know what stood out. Coach Heem and Terry, we finna be litty for real. Feel like ATL finally got some swag in the front office, my guy. Finally got some swag in the front office, my guy. Something we've been needing for a while. I was tired of seeing Arthur Smith. Philip, we're going to get on up out of here, man. We hit our 30-minute mark. Real quick, if you're watching DFU, man, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, head over to YouTube, hit the subscribe, drop a comment, hit the like button. And also, after this show at 8 o'clock, One Time for the Fan, I'll be live with One Time for the Fan co-hosting, talking about the Raheem presser. If you haven't already, man, be sure to hit the subscribe button at One Time for the Fan. Do it here. Philip, shout-outs for today, brother. I know you got some.
Shout out to that man, Raheem. That man done the thing today. Shout out to Terry for exposing everybody that tried to pretend like he didn't have nothing going on. Never doubt Terry. You just don't. Shout out to Blank for making these choices, man. We got us some good picks.
Oh, yeah, and real quick, man, prayers up to Arthur Blank, man. I hope you're starting to feel better. I didn't know he was sick. It sounds like maybe some COVID or something going on, Arthur Blank. So definitely get better, Pops. Definitely get better.
Yes, sir. And, you know, shout out to everybody in the comments. We appreciate you. Without y'all, there wouldn't be us. You know, so appreciate everything. And as always, rise up.
Hey, man, you heard the boy Philip. It's your boys Chasing Philip from Dirty Fanatics United. We're going to give a shout out to everybody in the comment section. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with us. You already know how Dirty Fanatics United is. We're diehard Atlanta Falcon fans. All we do is chat Falcon football. We do it day and night. We're always live on Fridays. Today we had to do a little pop-up show because, of course, breaking news. Dirty Fanatics United will always bring breaking news live podcast following or a little short after the breaking news. But be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Shout out to you, Philip, for coming on the show. Once again, shout out to Cody for joining the podcast, being a new co-host. Dirty Fanatics United, man, we're climbing the ladder. We're climbing the ladder, trying to get to 300. We're at 275. Shout out to everybody that's been there for us, man. Shout out to Raheem Moore. Shout out to the Dirty Birds, man. I really think this year coming up is about to be crazy, bro. It's about to be lit. Atlanta Falcon football is about to be exciting again, bro. And I've been saying this for the past 5 years now, but it's happening, damn it. It's going to happen this year, Philip. I feel it off of a press conference, bro. We ain't even made a free agency move yet, bro. This is off of a press conference.
It's a different vibe.
Definitely a different vibe. Let's see. We got a comment right before we head out. Chase Curry and Philip T. Higgins in Atlanta this week. Who commented this? Let's see.
Brandon
Keeler with the comment said T. Higgins. I've heard, Brandon, that somebody told me on a live, a blue check on Twitter told me that T. Higgins was going to be franchise tagged. So I'm not sure about that. Maybe he is in Atlanta. That's cool with me. We'll definitely take T. Higgins over in Atlanta. Carrie in the chat. Haven't seen her in a minute. Shout out to Carrie for being here. Hit that like, Carrie. Hit that subscribe. You are catching us right at the end of the show. Follow her over at One Time for the Family. We'll be live shortly right after this. Okay, Brandon said it's just a meeting. We'll see what happens, but I still don't think you can talk to players, though, until, like, everything's over with, correct? Or like, you'll get, like, a tampering case or some shit. Like, ain't that something that can happen? But, like I said, man, hit us in the chat. We'll talk it up with you on YouTube, Facebook, wherever after the podcast. If you're watching this after the live video, be sure to hit the like, head over to YouTube. And once again, man, shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to everybody that's here tonight. This is your boy Chase and Phillip from Dirty Fanatics United. Catch us Friday at 8 o'clock live at Dirty Fanatics United. It's your boy Chase and Phillip. 8-Town down. Rise up.